welcome back to my channel. My name is Kaycee, also known as kayceedilla. The category today is Valentine's Day. As we all know, Valentine's Day is literally right around the corner, and if you're looking for inspiration on what kind of makeup to do for Valentine's Day, I have the foolproof makeup look for you. I was thinking that for Valentine's Day, we do a Victoria's Secret Angel makeup look. I feel like it looks good on everybody, and it doesn't matter what you do on Valentine's Day, whether you're going out to a romantic dinner with your significant other or if you're hanging out with the girls for Galentine's Day. I feel like this makeup look will be perfect. So today's video is actually Playboy Bunny recreates Victoria's Secret Angel makeup. Stay tuned and I'll walk you through it step by step. Hey guys. I had this vision, Valentine's Day makeup, but heavy inspiration from Victoria's Secret Angel makeup. It's gonna look effortless, glowy, gorgeous. It's gonna be everything that you could ever want for a Valentine's Day look. We also have the Playboy robe on, so that's how you know it's getting serious. Also, what a coincidence too that this robe is also low-key giving Victoria's Secret Angel as well. Can we speak that into existence? Just kidding. Even if we did, we can't because your girl is 5'3". Genetics were not on my side. However, might not be built for a Victoria's Secret runway, but at least Playboy saw potential in me. Also, not only are we going to be doing Victoria's Secret Angel makeup, right? But I'm also going to be reading some fun Valentine's Day Reddit stories. After we do a step, we read a funny Reddit story and then debrief after. It'll be a chatty get ready with me today. Let's do it. I am like actually addicted to reading Reddit stories. So I wanted to see some Valentine's Day ones. Let's get into it. Oh, also, look at these cute Kirby hair clips that I got in Japan. Move this hair out of the way. I feel like this look would be just a little bit more elevated with some colored contacts. I'm gonna do the hazel. Trigger warning for people that don't like watching other people put things in their eyes. This is not the segment for you, so let's do this really quickly. Oh. Okay, perfect. Okay, so we have the hazel contacts in. Again, I feel like these are really going to complete the look. I am going to be using the Bobbi Brown face base, and I'm going to mix it with the Say Glowy Gel, and this is just chef's kiss. And I am a very dry skin girly. And then I'm just gonna kind of mix them together. Okay, then from here, while I let the skincare-esque products kind of set into my face a little bit, I'm gonna go into the eyes and do the majority of the eyes and then go to the base after. When I'm tackling the eyes, I always start with a eye primer. This one's from Urban Decay, and it works as a really nice seamless base for all of my eyeshadow, and it helps my eyeliner stay on as well. Then I'm going in with a pressed powder. This one is the Laura Mercier pressed powder, and then I'm just going to set that primer potion. Next, I am gonna go in with lashes, just so I have more of a visual of where I want to place my eyeliner, I should say. But this is the L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara in the waterproof formula, and this is just a black mascara. I know I just went in with one mascara, but I have another one that I'm gonna go in with. This is a brown mascara. I feel like it's gonna help the look more natural. Setting this right over top, the dried down L'Oreal mascara. This is the Lash Paradise by L'Oreal as well, but this is in the shade Latte Brown. It's not going to be too much of a difference, but I feel like it'll be slightly noticeable. I'm going to go in with a liner, and usually I go in with a pretty jet black eyeliner, but this time I'm going to go in with a dark brown eyeliner. This one is the Epic Ink Liner by NYX, and this is in the shade Dark Chocolate. Oh, I hate that. Why is it bent like that? I'm kind of just following the natural shape of my eyes with a slight upturn. I'm also only taking that liner about halfway into my eyelid. That looks pretty even. I feel like that's cute. Gonna clean her up. Okay, now I think is a good time for our first Valentine's Day Reddit story. Let's see what we got in store. So I found a Reddit thread of someone asking, tell me your funny, awful, crazy Valentine's Day stories. So they said, I'll go first. My boyfriend at the time and I worked together, but he wasn't working that day. I got roses delivered to me at work, but with no card or anything. When I got to my car after my shift, there was a little origami animal with a sweet letter from him on my windshield. When I got home, I called to thank him for the roses and the letter, and he says, what roses? Turns out they were from a hot customer I helped earlier that day who wanted to ask me out. This is in parentheses, he turned out to be a firefighter too. Yikes, that was an awkward few days. What do you do? I feel like, I don't know, I feel like it's a red flag on the Redditor for calling the person that gave her the roses, that wasn't her boyfriend, by the way, hot? Is that weird? Also, adding the unnecessary detail that he's a firefighter, kind of weird. I don't know. What do you guys think? We're gonna leave the eyes alone for a little bit, and then we're gonna go into the base of the makeup. As always, my tried and true, my House Labs foundation. This is in the shade 260, light, medium, cool. So what I do with my foundation and just like the majority of my cream products and liquid products like this foundation is put it on the back of my hand just so the product melts a little bit more seamlessly into my skin. So I'm just gonna take almost a full pump. I never finish a full pump, so try to be conservative about it. Then I'm gonna take a stippling brush and then stipple that into the back of my hand like so. And then I'm gonna go right onto the skin, just like that. Okay, let's do another one. Let's read another one while I do the rest of my foundation here. This one is under the same thread and it says, my husband thinks Valentine's Day is silly and he refuses to participate, which is fine, but whatever. I don't get my hopes up for flowers or anything special. I get home from work on Valentine's Day this year and he says to me, hey, go look on the table. I got you something. I got excited, like, oh, he actually got me something. That's so sweet. No. There's a bag of flour on the table. It actually hurt my feelings a lot and I cried a little bit. He felt really bad about his shitty joke and apologized a lot. And then there's another addition to the thread. It says, I'm a baker, so getting me flour could have actually been super cute and thoughtful if he had put any effort into it. And I don't know, got me something, some different types of flour and a card or something. That's so messed up. Her feelings are so valid for feeling sad about that. That's actually so messed up. I would have cried too. I feel like the thing about this situation that really ticks me off the most, though, I need to say, is there was potential. Like, she is a baker. Her husband could have easily put together like a literal like flower basket, you know, for her to use. The thing that really grinds my gears about this is the potential in what he could have actually done. After I do this layer of foundation, I'm gonna take a little bit. Oh my God, I'm down to the wire. I actually think I have a refill in my vanity somewhere. Down to the wire of my Charlotte Tilbury setting spray, but I'm gonna do a layer of this. Then I'm going to take a powder puff. Great. Okay, now we're gonna go in with contour, and I'm actually gonna be using a new product. I just got this at Sephora the other day. This is the Rare Beauty Soft Pinch Contouring Liquid. I love their cream contour already. The Rare Beauty cream contour. I actually have it here somewhere. Right here. This is like my favorite, one of my favorite bronzers, one of my favorite cream bronzers, I should say. So if this doesn't work for me, we're just gonna go back to Old Reliable. I don't know. Everyone is saying that this is a good product, and I'm a sucker for a new bronzer. This is the Rare Beauty Liquid Bronzer in the shade Mellow. I honestly don't know if this is my shade. I wanted to go a shade darker, but they didn't have it available. We'll see how that looks. It is cool tone though, which I appreciate. Just gonna take a bronzing brush and then go in and blend. Oh my gosh, wait, that actually looks so cute. And it's blending like butter. Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed. I'm also going to work this into the eyelid as well. I think just for a little bit more depth, we're gonna go in. It did provide a little bit of coverage though. That didn't really pick up on camera either, but there is a little bit of coverage with that. Gonna take my Rare Beauty bronzer stick. This is the cream bronzer. This is in the shade Happy Soul. Here, and then on the nose again. Okay, while we blend this out, let's read another Reddit story. Let's see. So this one's kind of crazy. This one is from, again, same Reddit thread. I adore my husband, but he's not great at gifts. In the late 80s, he got me a red sweater for Valentine's Day, and I loved it. Every year since, he's gotten me a red sweater. My favorite color is green. Okay, I feel like the thought is there, you know? And like seeing the initial reaction of appreciation with the red sweater is like a good indicator to keep the tradition alive and going. But to continuously get your significant other an article of clothing that isn't their favorite color, that one hurts a little bit. I feel like I could look past it considering that like, oh, it's red for Valentine's Day, but I think my feelings would still be hurt. I'm gonna be honest. What do you guys think? So now we're gonna go in with some concealer. I am going to be using the Haus Labs concealer. This pairs perfectly with the Haus Labs foundation that I just used. And I'm using two shades actually. I'm using the shade 31 medium neutral and the shade 21 light medium neutral. What I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to combine the two on the back of my hands just to get my shade, because like see how this concealer is just a tad bit dark. It does have really nice undertones though to complement my skin. Then I'm going to take a concealer brush and then I'm just going to lightly tap that where my dark circles are. And whatever is left over from this like concoction on the back of my hand, I'm just going to place on my forehead and then right on like the middle of my chin. Going back in with the concealer, gonna mix both of them again. This is the darker shade, and I'm just gonna do a little concealer beard to like really get that snatched angle that I'm trying to achieve with the bronzer. Same thing on this side. Then I'm going in with a really big flat face brush and just tapping that in. Let's read another one. Okay, this is an old Reddit thread. This one is from 12 years ago. I had work on Valentine's from 9 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. with a single break in between. So we celebrated on the 11th. I was sick as anything with strep throat, but I insisted we go out and celebrate with dinner and a movie because I know she was looking forward to it so much, and it's all she talked about in the days leading up to it. Long story short, I'm so sick and physically exhausted. I fell asleep during the movie. Movie's over and we go get a room. I'm trying my hardest to be genuinely romantic and satisfying while coughing and looking like death. By the end of the night, I'm passed out in cold sweats with every single blanket over me, leaving her with almost nothing. She said it was the cutest thing seeing me try so hard to make it what she wanted. I don't know how, but in the end, it was genuine and somehow she didn't get strep. I'm indifferent about this one. Had that been me in the girlfriend situation, I feel like I would be the one to say, hey, let's celebrate on another day. Like, we can celebrate after Valentine's Day. I'm not opposed at all to celebrating on a different day, especially if my partner doesn't feel well enough to like fully be in like the Valentine's Day mood, you know? I would feel so bad. At least they both thought it was a genuine situation and a genuine experience. So at least everybody wins here. Next step, and arguably one of the more important steps of this Victoria's Secret Angel makeup look, is blush. And I saw a interview, I don't know if it was Charlotte Tilbury. It was like a makeup artist that did the Angel's makeup for one of the Victoria's Secret fashion shows, and they were saying that the secret to the pink flushed blushy cheeks that they did and achieved for all of the models' makeup was not pink blush, but red. So we're gonna be using a red blush. This is the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Cheek Tint in the shade 41. Place it a little bit higher on the cheeks here, because I do still want to achieve that lifted snatch look here that we're going for. We're gonna blend her out with a really big blush brush like so, and I'm gonna really try to concentrate this at that top point here, and we're just gonna blend. Whoa, you ate that up. Emma made my squirrel girl thumbnail. Here's another Reddit story. From the same thread, by the way. Dude here, when I was a freshman in college, my parents decided they wanted to come visit me the weekend of Valentine's Day and wanted me to come out and meet them in the city for dinner that night. I was a little pissed as I wanted to go get drunk at a bar somewhere and take advantage of all the single, lonely ladies looking for some love, but oh well. So I'm in the city with my parents, and we had some time to kill until a dinner reservation when my mom suggests we go to the bar across the street and have some drinks. We go across the street to find a table and sit down. My mom immediately gets up to go to the bathroom, and my dad leaves the bar to go check in with the restaurant. I'm starting to look around and observe my surroundings, and I realize 3 things in this order. 1, there's not a single girl in here. 2, why are all the guys staring at me? And 3, oh shit. My parents left me alone in a gay bar on Valentine's Day. One of the guys comes over and asks how I was doing. I ignored him, waited for my mom to get out of the bathroom, grabbed our coats, and left. It's still a family story to this day. Hey, Seagull, remember that one time we left you in a gay bar on Valentine's Day? But what if it worked out, though? What if that actually, like, made a turn for success? Emmett thinks it could have been a lot worse, but it would have been a really great origin story if it worked out in his favor. I don't know. I love the Giorgio Armani liquid blushes. They're so, so good. Now we're gonna set with the Laura Mercier setting powder. This is a loose powder that I'm just gonna use very lightly all over my face. This is the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. But this is the talc-free formula. Tap off the excess, and then I love to start with my forehead first. And I love this setting powder because it's not super, super matte. As long as you use a light layer and you still have that bit of glow to the skin, you know? Okay, I think we're gonna go in with some bronzer. Patrick Ta bronzer in the shade Cheese Bronze, but we're gonna be using the powder portion of this little palette. Yeah, I'm gonna take a really fluffy bronzing brush. And I'm just going to really pack that onto the outer frame of my face. Okay, while we do our bronzer, let's read another Reddit story. This one's super, super short. Was having intercourse aggressively throughout the house. Then the pizza man came to the door. Had to throw on some clothes as he could clearly see through the window. I would die. I would pass away. I don't know what I would do. Actually, is it that big of a deal? Yeah, it is. That's too embarrassing for me. I can't do that. Actually, who am I kidding? Half the internet has seen me half naked. What we're gonna do is we're gonna use the pink Dior blush as a base. This is like my favorite blush ever. This is the Dior Backstage Rosy Glow in the shade 1. And I'm just going to apply this exactly where that red blush was. And then I'm gonna take the slightest amount for the top of my forehead and for my chin. Now we're gonna deepen the blush a little bit with the Hourglass palette. This is the Hourglass Ambient palette. First, she is so pretty. Like, look at her. She is that girl. And it is a blush and bronzer palette. So cute. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna mix together these 2 shades and deepen the blush a little bit. And there is the slightest sheen to these, so it's so gorgeous. There we go, and I'm just popping that where I concentrated the majority of my blush, so you can already kind of see a difference here. Whatever's left over goes on the tip of my nose. Also going to work that into the crease of both of my eyes. And then again, whatever's left over goes on the forehead, goes on the chin. Makes the blush look a lot more natural. At least I think it does. I don't know. Because I don't just blush on my cheeks. I blush like literally everywhere when I blush. Going in with that same palette, but the bronzer this time. Taking that same bronzer brush and then just mixing these 2 bronzer shades together. Like so. I'm gonna take an eyeshadow brush into the powdered bronzer, and I'm going to actually work that into my crease, right into the eyelid. No rhyme or reason, just making sure that it's all blended. And then same thing with this side. And then what I'm gonna do also is I'm going to take the bronzer down the bridge of the nose I'm gonna go in with a smaller eyeshadow brush. And again, I'm going to take a little bit of that bronzer. And I'm actually gonna work that underneath my eye. And I'm gonna really hug close to that lower lash line here. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna take this Dior palette. This is the Dior Backstage Glow Face palette. And I'm gonna take this pink shade right here, and this is what's gonna go all over the lids. And I'm going to tap into the pink shade of this palette. And just, it gives the prettiest sheen and the prettiest shimmer as a highlight. And then whatever's left over, I'm gonna take to the tip of my nose because it is also a highlight. And then also without taking any extra product, just placing that on the natural highlight points of your cheeks. While we're still on the topic of eyes, I'm gonna go in with the Makeup by Mario Ethereal Eyes Moonlight palette. And I'm gonna take a teeny tiny eyeshadow brush. And I'm gonna go in with this super light shade right here. Tap off the excess, and I'm going to work this under my eye, just above where I placed that bronzer. Oh, almost went into a dark shade here. Now I'm gonna go in with my favorite highlight. One of my favorite highlights of all time. That's actually an eyeshadow. This is the Urban Decay Moondust in the shade Space Cowboy. This took the internet and the beauty community by storm. And I'm actually gonna go in with that same brush that I used for my eyes. And I'm gonna go in and dip it into the eyeshadow single, tap out the excess, and then just place that on the high points. I want to make sure, right, that I am concentrating the product specifically where I'd want my highlight to naturally be, and then working my way up once the initial product is placed in that spot, if that makes any sense. And then, of course, the tip of the nose. I am all for an obnoxious tip of the nose highlight. Almost forgot about my brows. Like, going in with my trusty Anastasia Beverly Hills. Of course, this is the brow definer in the shade Ebony. So the brow definer has a little bit thicker of a pencil, which I prefer just out of convenience. So I'm just gonna lightly fill. And I'm gonna extend the tail a little bit on this brow because I accidentally might have taken some of the end of this brow off. It was a travesty, truly. To really set the brows in place, I'm gonna use the Got To Be. I love this stuff so much. It's the Got To Be like brow / edge gel. I love this stuff so much, obviously, that the label is completely scratched off. Here is a little beauty hack that I've been doing for years now. I think it's actually literally been years. But what I like to do is I like to take a liquid eyeliner. This one is from NYX. This is the Epic Wear Waterproof Liner, liquid liner in the shade brown. Because my makeup tends to cover my natural moles, I want them to be seen, so I will redefine them or paint over them with this liner to bring my moles back to the surface, essentially. So I have this mole here on my eyelid that I love so much, and I love to redefine it with an eyeliner. Boop. Just like that. But this hack also works for little tiny pimples that you want to disguise as a mole. I do that trick all the time, especially during like my time of the month. If you look really closely at my Instagram pictures, you'll see that there is no consistency whatsoever in the moles on my face, and no one's ever pointed me out on this. My all-time favorite hack. And I'm just gonna do a random one here. I feel like we need a mole here. Let's do a little extra nose highlight. Surprise, surprise. I love using this highlight specifically for my nose and then sometimes my inner corners as well. This is the Dior Forever Couture Luminizer in the shade 1 Nude Glow. And how I apply my nose highlight is like my favorite thing ever. I literally just like take the compact upside down so the mirror's on this side and then put the powder right on my nose like that and just kind of wiggle it and then blend with my finger to make a super obnoxious nose highlight. Like, look at how cute that is. I love it. think we read one more before we move on to the lips and then finish up the rest of this makeup look. This one specifically is an AITA or an Am I the A-hole? Am I the A-hole for buying a PS5 from a scalper for Valentine's Day? Since late January, my husband has been absolutely obsessed with getting the next generation gaming systems, the PS5 and the new Xbox. He didn't see his pre-order invitation in November and has now consumed his life to the point where he hears a phone notification indicating console stock might be available. He drops whatever he's doing unless it's something sensitive, like a work meeting or something, to check. Honestly, I think he's become a little obsessed. Well, I figured since I hated seeing him so stressed and Valentine's Day was coming up, I ended up saving some extra money this month and bought a PS5 from an online reseller. I'm of the philosophy that money buys convenience. I presented it to him this morning and he was over the moon when he saw it and asked me how I got it. So I told him the truth. As soon as he heard that I paid a 60% markup for it, his face dropped. Over the next few hours, his mood worsened until I asked him about it and he told me that people like me are enabling, his words, leeches and parasites to harm his gaming hobby and that he was extremely disappointed in me and that he wouldn't be playing that PS5. He ended up moving the box to the closet and won't even look at it. I tried asking my mom and sister, but they just told me he should be grateful and I was so thoughtful to spend hundreds of dollars on him. He still isn't talking to me, save for really short answers to my questions. Am I the a-hole here? What? I personally would be one to buy something that my partner really wanted. If it was 60, 70, 80%, even if it was double the original price, it's something that my significant other really wants and I had the money to do that, I would do it, you know? Oh my gosh, this one doesn't sit right with me. What do you guys think? I feel like he should be grateful, but I also feel like instead of being a total a-hole about it, I think he should maybe suggest that they resell the PS5 if he doesn't feel super comfortable owning it for the price that they bought it at, you know? And I'm all about spending money within reason. They both feel like this is like not a necessary purchase. You could always resell it. At least they could talk about the means of like reselling it, but oh my gosh, that's so crazy. On that note, let's move on to lips. I've been absolutely loving this lip combo recently. It's actually my go-to lip combo right now. I'm using two Makeup Forever lip liners. First, I'm gonna use the shade Anywhere Caffeine and I'm gonna put this all over my lips. Then I'm gonna go in with another Makeup Forever lip liner. This one's darker, and this is in the shade Limitless Brown. And I'm just gonna go outline the outer edges of my lips. Then I'm gonna go in with the Ole Henriksen Pout Preserve Peptide Lip Treatment. That's a mouthful. This is in the shade Creme Brulee. This is a hydrating lippy. I'm all for like lip oils and any sort of gloss consistency that doesn't feel super tacky and sticky. Then I'm gonna take the last, it literally looks like the last bit. There's some in there, I swear. Last bit of Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. Super lightly misted over the face. So gorge. Okay. Now we take the hair clips out. Are we giving Victoria's Secret bombshell? I think we kinda are. Here is the completed Victoria's Secret Angel inspired Valentine's Day makeup look. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Be sure to like and subscribe for more content like this. I really enjoy walking you guys through the entire step-by-step process on how I achieve looks. If you guys want to see more content like this, you're in the right place. But I'll see you guys in the next video. I hope you guys all have a phenomenal Valentine's Day. Let me know what you guys think of those crazy Reddit stories down in the comments below. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.